And welcome to our parent conference, grades 8 to 12, November 2025. We believe in teaching our children godly character. So our scripture for today is Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. What does this mean to me? When their studying feels hard, they're not alone. And I know bringing up teenagers is not easy. Are you there for your child? Because God will help them to stay focused and for you not to give up on them. And for you not to make it harder for them. When they're nervous about tests or work, be calm through God's strength to support them. Are we making it harder? Because sometimes we are making this test and exam so hard. And actually, if you've studied, it's fine. You just do the work. If you don't know the answer, you don't know it. But then you've done your part. When their friends want them to do wrong things, especially when it comes to the copying and pasting and the cheating and those kind of things, we teach them to stand up for their values and believe that God will show them what is right and wrong. Remember, they in your safe space at this point in time, and you train them up on values and what they believe is right and wrong. When they feel tired or they don't want to, it's a reminder that your strength doesn't come only from yourself, but God gives you strength to keep going. And in simple words, with God's help, I can do my best and face anything that comes my way. If you don't do your best, don't expect God to step in and help you, because and also the work is not going to disappear, the exam is not going to disappear, but how do we deal with it? Bring your side and do your best, and then God will do the rest. He will make you calm. He will help you to focus and to believe in yourself. So what make a student stress? What stand in a child's way? Only they can answer that. Why can't they get forward? Why can't they carry on? Parent, are you perhaps standing in your child's way? You put so much pressure on your child. Yes, we have to stretch them, but make sure you don't put too much pressure on them. Are work overdue? Oh, that's for sure something that make them stress. It's too much work, perhaps, or do something about it. Do step by step every day. Do your job. Parents, perhaps you make them stress. Be available for them to support and help them. Unfinished work, procrastination. Get over this hurdle, because I know we procrastinate because, oh no, it's too hard. And when you open, it's actually not so bad. So that is, I want to say, a disease of the times, procrastination. Shortcuts, oh, cheating, AI. We all know it's I would say, a problem situation. Parents, please help. Please, you see what they do. Don't help them to cheat. It's not going to teach them anything. Then no learning took place. Did you give up? Perhaps. You never give up on your child. Doesn't matter what they did. You know what? God's got a plan and purpose for all of them. So let's talk about tips and online tricks. Finishing the year. Daily, we stand before choices. In everything, we stand before choices. Um, our students are there. Some perhaps they still need to choose some subjects. The grade 10s, perhaps they still need to choose what they want to study further. But if you want to study, you need to have good marks to be able to get in where you want to get in. So daily, you stand in front of choices. You get up. I don't feel like working, and then I just don't work. It's choices. So we teach our students to do and to do the right choices, make the right choices. So tips for our students is, don't go to bed tonight before your daily work, which you've planned, wasn't completed. If you didn't plan, you won't know. And who cares? And tomorrow you're 10 behind or overdue. Don't please people, please yourself. Feel good about what you've accomplished. If a student is not finishing a grade this year, which is totally possible because some of them start the middle of the year, some of them only started perhaps the last term, the new grade, that's fine. So work will carry on to the next year. What is important is before the school closes, make sure certain goals were set and that those goals were finished by the end of this term. Then they have accomplished something. So our students they are managers in progress. Parents, you are the manager. Don't ask them, so did you finish? No, they must show you. You are the manager. So you can either be parents, you can either be teachable, or you can do your own thing again. But you are their manager and you train them up for life. This is the only time you still have to do that. This is a trainee manager. They train to be responsible and they train to be trusted. And remember, trust is earned. Now, that is what I teach them. If you've lost some trust somewhere down the line and you can't be trusted, you have to earn it again. So, parent, help weekly planning. Parent, help them plan according to the course tab. Usually we say 1 week planning, planning ahead, but now um, plan towards the end of the year. So plan towards the 5th of December. Planning is compulsory. It's not, you have to do it. If the work is overdue, it's usually because of the lack of planning. If planning is not working for you, it's because you're not planning and you don't finish the work before you go to bed. That's why you don't finish, because you don't know what needs to be done. So it's going somewhere on a map and you don't know what is the end of the road. What is the town that you actually want to go to? Daily checking. Parents, you first ask them what needs to be done today, show the planning chart. At the end of the day, check in, show me what you did on the computer and show me your planning chart. I can see what did you mark off on this planning chart. You need to know what is still ahead for the day. When will they be their own managers? When all work was done, when homework was completed, and there's no overdues, then they can start becoming their own managers until the work is overdue again. So this is when they can start being a manager by taking up the responsibilities. So let's talk a little bit about practical procedures. Take notes. You have to study from your notes. Yes, all assignments, you take notes. You don't write everything down. You write keywords. Now, I know best part of students struggle with that. There's a video to watch for taking notes. Quizzes can't be unblocked once they are completed to study from. The system blocks it kind of very quickly after they've completed it. And this is a switch on policy that you can't go back into the quizzes. But once you submitted the work, you can quickly check if it's still open. You can quickly check, what did I have wrong, make a note of what you have had wrong, and then you can study it for next time. Tests, you complete the work in the morning before the day you're going to write the test. Then, if it's done the night before, the teacher don't have time to mark this work, or they can't fix something if needed. Then the virtual test room. Grade 8s, they do world history and Afrikaans, one that is for South Africans. They do that in the test room or exam room. Grade 9 and 11, they do all the tests and exams in the test room or with a teacher. And grade 12, the quizzes and the test and the exam, they do in the test room. Book the test for the day, for the next day on the link in student team. So what do? You guide your child, you help them. We find some of them, they procrastinate so much with those tests, they don't want to do it the next day. So what they do, they just don't book the test. So the work is stuck. That's why the work gets overdue, because they don't want to study. If something needs to be done today, it needs to be done. So parent, this is where you come in, you help them and say, you're going to write this test tomorrow, so tonight you're studying. So that's why if you plan ahead, easy if you plan ahead. There's two different booking forms. The one is a test for the test room, and they start at 9:15. And then there's an exam room form, or booking form, and the exams is only at 9 because it gives them more time to do the um, the exam because it might take longer. Bronwyn Mala is the contact person. If there's anything goes wrong or any queries or something, they can contact her on Teams. So on the test day, what will happen? Be ready at your book time. If you booked for 9:15, you sit there, you're ready to write. If the test is open, you can start doing it. But if everything was graded and completed, and you can see if everything was graded and completed, that was now if it was the day before, in the morning before the test. If a student is online, then only the test will open and they can start immediately. They raise their hand once they complete it, and then the facilitator will remove them from the classroom. It's easy as that. But planning, if you don't plan, it's not working. So the next thing is the path to graduation. Everybody's now on their way to graduation. The path to graduation is a document, and there's a link on the student general team, and actually it's on the parent team as well. And it says path to graduation. From grade 8 to 12, they follow the path to graduation. Don't wait till they finish grade 12 and then you open it, because then you've got a problem. It's a step-by-step guide for what is needed for graduation. As I say, it starts from grade 8 because the transcript already has got world history, which they complete in grade 8. And if they're South African, Afrikaans 1 will be on that transcript as well. And then up until grade 12, all their credits will be on the graduation, on the transcript. So they already build it up from grade 8. This is also a step-by-step of what is needed for application for tertiary studies if they want to go into tertiary studies, or even for the workplace. So for everybody who is doing the grade 12 from grade 8, open up the path to graduation and follow the information. If they don't know what they want to study, and if they want to study, that's not the end of the world. If they already know what they want to do, or then what I usually say is, if they don't know, start eliminating the things that you don't want to do. If you say, I don't want to work with animals, I don't want to work outside, I don't want to work with people, you just eliminate that. And then you can come to a shorter list of what you can choose from. So if the student know what they want to do your homework on where they would like to study. So look at the different options, or have them test it, psychometric tests, to see what are their interests, what would they flourish in. Then contact the university and the faculty. Now on the path to graduation, you do have all the steps to follow as they have now. But contact this university to get a personal communication going, and also then the faculty of that specific university. Just remember, your child is doing the American High School Diploma, which is a foreign certificate, although you are a South African student or citizen. It's the American High School Diploma, and then you talk to the Foreign Admission Office. That's the people you talk to. What are the requirements for them? Because that differs from the one that we have in South Africa. I mean, the CAPS. Communicate with Marianne Visser once you have read The Path to Graduation. Don't reinvent the wheel. The wheel's been reinvented already. In this document, we keep this up to date and on track as we carry on, as things change. Don't just do your own thing, because some people do that and then they have to start all over again. Grade 10 and 11, please plan ahead to finish earlier in the year for tertiary applications purposes, because those applications opens already usually by June, July, and they usually want your completed transcript and completed certificate. So please make sure that they finish earlier in the year and work a little bit faster. I'm telling this for the grade 10s and 11s, because the grade 12s, they might be finished already, or they're still on their way. There's no time now to finish yet. Obviously, it's nice if you can take a gap year, but All depends on the student. Good. Let's see the summary. Philippians 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Never give up on your child. Help them with the planning. Get involved as a parent or facilitator with the student because they need you. They won't usually say that. You know more about the test room. You know where to find the path to graduation. It's a document that everybody from grade 8 needs to read. Then communication. We don't know if you've got a problem if you don't tell us. And then you'll reap the fruit. The holidays start the 5th of December. There's about 21 school days left. Do you know what the student still needs to be done and what still needs to be accomplished before the 5th of December? Make sure they know so that they can have a relaxed holiday. Make sure they complete whatever needs to be completed. Not every child is motivated to work by themselves. So please, parents, they are in a learning curve towards the end of their schooling. And this is the time that you can add some value to their life and for their future. Thank you for listening and have a lovely holiday.